Hello, I'm Dr. Bob Mason, and in this video I'm going to show you the different type of treatments and approaches that can be taken for children that are suffering from ear infections. Because ear infections are definitely very common in the United States. Research shows up to 35% of pediatricians' visits are actually for ear infections, which are a lot of times are treated with antibiotics, which do great with the bacterial type of infection, but don't do anything for the viral type of ear infection. And sometimes this leads to the chronic ear infections that turn into a need for surgery, where they put tubes in their ears. And those surgeries are actually, research shows, are the second most common type of surgery for children under 2, are putting tubes into their ears. So this is a very common problem that we see. So I'm going to show you some different things that you can do naturally to hopefully avoid the chronic antibiotics and the surgical type of procedures, and hopefully take care of this problem, which a lot of times comes down to a suppressed immune system. So as far as the surgery, what that actually looks like, ear infections usually come from backup of fluid in a child's ear, and it's a breeding ground for bacteria. Viruses can get in there, and that's where we see all the different ear infections that show up. So how the surgery actually works is, when they put the tubes in, they put a small incision into the membrane in their ear, put a little bit of a hole. It helps that fluid drain, down into their throat area. So it takes care of the condition that bacteria would need to grow, and it helps really well with that sort of thing. The problem with it is after a couple of months, the small hole they put starts to close up, the membrane starts to heal, the problem comes back to where it was again, because the tube starts to fall out in a lot of cases because the opening is no longer there. Is that 20 to 30% of these surgeries are actually repeated a second, a third, a fourth time. I've seen children in my office that have had these procedures done 6, 7 times because it keeps coming back over and over again. And so in terms of some things that you can do on a natural standpoint to hopefully avoid a lot of this, one thing that I recommend for patients, for children is using garlic oil in their ear, which will help to create an antibacterial type of state for their ear to help kill the bacteria off. You can supplement ZINC, which is an immune system booster. Taking zinc will help decrease inflammation as well. Vitamin C has been shown to decrease inflammation inside of the body, and then also supplementing vitamin D3 will help to boost the immune system as well. You can take that in a drop form or in term of a pill. And if a child is on antibiotics, I always recommend taking probiotics, because the bacteria that's there will be wiped out, but a lot of times the good bacteria is gone with it. So I like Garden of Life. They make a raw probiotic that you can take that'll help build that bacteria back up inside of the child's GI tract. If this baby that is suffering from these ear infections and they're on a formula, you might want to consider switching to a non-dairy formula, such as coconut or goat's milk oil. That'll decrease the allergen. And then a lot of times what I also find, in terms of the missing link in terms of treating children that have these chronic ear infections with chiropractic care, a lot of times what we'll see in our office is, a child will come in and we start evaluating their nervous system. And the whole goal of chiropractic is to align the spine, but the bones in the top part of their neck sometimes misalign. That will hit the nerves that control their immune system, so their immune system is suppressed from that, and then also blocks their inner ear. So essentially, the bone moves out of place, the ear can't drain because the bone is in the way, and then there's the breeding ground for the bacteria as the fluid builds up. So it's all about getting the fluid draining properly, and chiropractic has shown great results with that in terms of children that are suffering from chronic ear infections. So hopefully this gives you some great information in this video. If you have any questions, feel free to check out my website. Also give us a call if you have any questions. I do phone consultations with parents all the time. So feel free to give me a call, and I'll discuss this in further with you. Thanks.